Round one. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, and welcome to episode 97 of The Hungry Gamers. I am your incredibly humble host, Saleem the Dream, and today I am joined by my two favourite co-hosts in the entire world, Miss Allie Hart, who can be found at Miss Allie Hart, and at Nato, who can be found at NatoJ18. Hey guys, what is going on?
Not much. Like I said a moment ago, I'm burping up chicken.
You're burping up chicken.
Yes. That's what happens when you eat it too quickly.
You've never looked sexier to me, Allie, than when you're burping up chicken.
When a chicken dinner.
Before I go any further, I probably should say, powered by 8bit.net, Audio Technica and AK Racing, which is something I was practicing before we actually hit record. So that's out of the way. Brendan can't shoot me now. But we are, of course, without the fearless leader once again this week. He and I cannot be on a show together anymore due to personal issues, obviously. We've decided to settle outside of court, and he gets the show one week and I get the show another week. And until he learns how to behave and keep his hands to himself.
You get to have NATO on weekends.
That's it. I get that on weekends.
Yeah, and me and Ali get two Christmases and 2 birthdays.
Yes, double presents.
But I'm obviously the better parent.
Yeah.
No, it's actually really just poor timing. Yeah, actually, I haven't spoken with Brendan in forever. I actually only see or hear from him occasionally in Facebook messages and the occasional podcast here and there. But I'm sure we will be in a chat or a podcast. Do you call them chats? Do you reckon anyone calls podcast chats?
No.
Okay, I was hoping someone out there would throw me a lifeline, but no. Okay, well, I call them chats. Maybe he and I, you can hear us feature in a chat sometime soon. I'll stop talking. Nato, how are you, mate?
I'm doing excellent. I just Sam, there's just a beauty and an art, and it's nearly like watching Circus Soleil when you host. It really is. It's so just out there, but it's still beautiful that it just seems to work, and I love it.
You're wrapped
Every
in latex, and you're hanging it upside down. That's what you got.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Playing with interesting objects.
Have
either of you guys seen this? I don't want to go too far on this tangent, but have either of you seen a Cirque du Soleil show?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I love the circus, especially Circus Soleil. I've watched it on TV many times.
I've never seen it. I only think of that Simpsons episode.
I got tickets to one when I was
the
a bartender. I was at OVO, which was one which had a huge egg in the middle of the stage, and all of the acrobatics and all that stuff happened around the egg.
Wait.
I had no idea what was going on though. No idea.
You
what
were
the
a
story
bartender?
was. Yeah, once upon a time. Which is why I drink a lot.
Oh yeah, that's the reason.
Any excuse will do.
I didn't work in the food industry, and I still eat a lot.
There you go. And now look at you. What do you have to say for yourself now?
Burping up chicken.
And Ali, how are you, mate?
I'm alright.
Yeah.
I'm actually a lot, very buggered lately. I know what the joke is that I'm such an old lady, but I've been going to bed at 9 o'clock and waking up to freaking people messaging and bitching and complaining about me being in bed.
Well, who's messaging you complaining about you being in bed?
Bloody group chat, friggin' the gaming group chat.
I see a hand raised.
Luckily, all my notifications. All my notifications.
Yeah, I always have a question because,
what?
Because of the.
You always have a question that you need to ask Ali at 8.
Yeah, well, it's my time.
Phone?
It's 8. It's 8 o'clock, but her time, it's 11. So
yeah.
Nice.
And even 9. 9's 6 o'clock my time. So I have to get in a question before 6 o'clock my time.
You got to schedule in with
It's
Ali.
true. And we do D&D, so there's always some back and forth that we always have to kind of do. but I'm always... Was it? No, Sparrow's fart was when you wake up, isn't it?
Well, how is D&D going?
Well, this weekend's going to be our last one for like a few weeks because Ali has her man friend coming.
Man friend. Sound absolutely perverted. My male company will be here.
Yes. So we've got big stuff going on this weekend. So yeah, if you want to tune in for that, it's Nato J on Twitter. Plug. But yeah, it's real good. Like I don't want to blow up. Like, don't want to make them sound better than they are. But this is like one of the best groups I've had to DM.
Fuck
so
yeah!
It's been good.
What's up?
Yeah,
Best group.
Go the whole way.
Yeah,
the whole way. I don't want to. I
Like
don't want to talk too highly of myself, but we might actually be the best D&D group in the world, and I
Sam,
might be the
ask
best.
me what my
DM.
character's name is.
What's your character's name, Ali?
Bish. Do you want to know what her last name is?
Slap.
Close. Please.
Bish, please.
Yeah.
All right,
but I've
give
spelled
me-
it in a very tasteful way.
So when I roll, or if I'm like the NPC, right, and you roll into a tavern, and I say, "Hey there, purdy lady," you turn around and you go, "Listen, motherfucker, I missed the key bit to this bit. I should have asked you what your name is. Already, the bit's done. I'm gonna move
Yeah,
on."
you've kind of screwed that up, man.
Yeah, I kind of.
Yeah.
And those jokes are done constantly, by the way.
This is why you're not a
That's
DM.
it. That's why I'm not a part of the
No.
best D&D group in the whole wide world.
Well, don't say that because there is a D&D podcast that on this collective of 8-bit that also does D&D. So.
Fig on.
I speak
There it is. Yeah, I speak giant. Give them a
Shout
listen.
out to them.
Give them the second best D&D podcast in the whole wide world. I don't know if that's a good plug or a bad one. I don't know. Number 2 is pretty good. It's like Nelly's song. I am number 1. 2 is not a... What is it? 2 is not a member and 3 nobody remembers. Is that the lyrics?
Dude, you're telling the story.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
whoosh. The blank look on both mine and Ali's face then was just priceless.
This may or
Yeah, if it
may
ain't
not...
Ja Rule, I don't know it.
It may or may not make it to
Yeah.
the final edit. Let's talk about video games. Who wants
Let's
to
do
start?
that.
Raise your
On
hand.
this
Can I get
video
a-
game podcast.
Can I get a hand raised for whoever wants to start, please? Ali.
Yeah, I want to hear the game
I want to
Ali's
hear what
playing.
Ali says.
Oh, that's first for a female. So I've been playing Human Fall Flat. I've seen this game doing the rounds like for a while now. I can't put my finger down on how long this game's actually been out, but it's definitely done the rounds on your YouTubes and your gaming channels across the board, and it's actually really annoyingly fun. You're solving puzzles as these little squishy characters which have like almost like a drunken mannerism. So Sam, you might be really good at this. And
Or
you're
is
trying
it
to
that I can
navigate
relate to
puzzles. Huh?
Why would I be good at it? Because they're drunk.
No, because they're Play-Doh.
Oh, okay.
So they're
Well, both
navigating
would be fine.
puzzles. Of course, it's the drunk element. Everyone else will be wobbling, and you'll be doing a straight line saying, "I don't see anything wrong."
It like counterbalances
I'm
each
still
other.
fine to drive. Yeah.
But pretty much you're trying to navigate certain puzzles and objectives and stuff. I'm terrible at it. I'm going to be upfront. I am terrible at it. I was constantly being told to stop doing Zig Heil because my character, I couldn't coordinate my arms, so I was constantly had my arm just up in the air, always, just one arm. So I wasn't helping.
All right.
And I dressed myself up as a policeman bride because you get to customize your little squishy characters.
Police.
You can put your face on it if you want. It's got a webcam option.
What is it? Can you just go through the attire that a policeman bride wears?
So I had a porn stash mo thing, and then a policeman hat, and then a beautiful like a princess bride kind of like dress.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Aww.
Yeah.
So you were like a super trooper bride.
Yeah,
all you were
actually, yeah,
missing
that's
was
a
the
pretty good way to
aviators.
describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does he have aviators? I can't remember.
Maybe you should take a photo of your
Couple of
face
them
with
do.
aviators and like a pencil mustache on, and then use that.
I guess I could do that.
Yeah.
That's an option. But I think everyone should play it. I want to see our teamwork, which is a term I use very lightly amongst us, in trying to see how we go in completing at least one stage for this, because I'm sure chaos rage, and fun will ensue.
I disagree. I think that especially the teamwork that I've noticed between yourself and Nato, nothing but perfect synchrony and harmonious action.
Well, that's what sisters are like, man.
Synchronicity. But I could be wrong.
Could be very wrong.
So how are you at this, by the way? Are you typically pretty good?
At this game?
Yeah.
No, like I said, I'm terrible.
Terrible.
I'm absolutely terrible. I'm great with puzzles, but when you add that drunken element, I tried using keyboard. That was shit else. So I tried using, bless me. Oh no, there we go. It went. Sorry. Mid sneeze. It's gonna come back, by the way.
Yeah.
So, tried controller, and that was much better. But either way, I'm not good with the controls. I'm not good with coordination, and I am useless as shit.
Wow,
so thumbs up. Can't wait for us to work together.
That was a pretty dark note. No, you're not useless, Ali. You're just not great at this game. That's okay. There's always something to
So
look
how
for.
much is it on Steam?
I can't remember. I think I did get it on sale. I think it had dropped to, I don't know, maybe around 15. But I think it kind of sits.
Okay.
I think it definitely sits under like the 20 mark.
Okay.
Roughly, she says. Just
All
baller.
right.
I just pay and then don't ask.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
but yeah, it's just one of those
Make it
like.
rain.
Yeah, exactly, man. When it comes to Steam, I'm just reckless. There's so I've already recklessly bought some games that I completely forgot that I've bought. I just went through my Steam list.
How many games do you have in your library? If you
120 something.
Okay. All right, that's
Well, it's not
I was
that
gonna
bad.
say it's
Yeah.
not horrible. Like not a egregious amount of games to have. How many of them have you not played? Saleem's quick question.
About 100.
You haven't played 100 of them.
I'd say so.
Really? Wow.
I'd say so.
Because I
There's
do
so
that.
many games in there.
I buy a couple and I just don't play them. Like I bought Hylix. Do either of you know Hylix?
It rings a bell.
Hylix is like that crazy. It looks like almost like a weird claymation sort of art style, and everything's melting, and the whole thing, like the text in it's random. It's all from like a random text generator, but and it costs like $3, and I've never played it. It got rated really highly as one of those crazy indie games around the time that Undertale came out. And
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that
it's
would have
just
been a hard
sitting
time
there,
to
and I'm
compete.
like, oh, I'll give that a try one day. Nope.
No.
Yeah. Anyway.
I mean,
Has it got any relation to the hottest character of like last year or the year before in Arms? Helix, the character from
no,
that?
it's got nothing to do with Helix.
can we just rewind that Nato just said hottest character in Arms? Aren't they meant to be robots? Or something?
No, most of them are girls. There was that big controversy because like one of the characters has like the big ass booty.
Oh.
Yeah.
I must have
Yeah.
missed that.
And
What's
the
the
lips.
issue
Yeah, they're
with
all girls except for
booties?
like Helix and I think one of the other
Helix
characters.
is cool. I like
Why?
Helix. Anyway, it's not about Arms.
That's the problem.
Anything else, Ali? What else have you been up to this week?
Party Hard. I revisited that game. I think I saw someone stream it recently, and I was like, I remember Party Hard. That was a good game. Pretty much the objective is to go into a party and kill everyone without getting caught. So kind of my kind of game. It's actually lots of fun and not very challenging, but it's challenging enough. There's a challenge in there to keep you going.
Definitely sounds like your kind of game.
Definitely sounds like my kind of game. Invite me to your nearest party. And I still have yet to play. Super Seducer. I think this one's been doing the rounds lately. It just got
It's
recommended
banned
to
off
me.
PlayStation now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Steam decided to recommend it to me first, and I'm like, yeah.
Well,
and I think
obviously.
I dropped it into chat as well. I was like, guys, look at this game. And then next thing you know, PlayStation's like, nah, we're not allowing this game. So I'm like, this must be a good game. This has to be. If PlayStation's banning it, this has to be a great game.
At least it's got to be up your alley.
Did you end up buying the beach party one that I told you that you?
What, my Senran Kagura one, which you apparently told me about, which I already knew about ages ago?
No, I was just telling you. I was just telling you that it was finally out.
No, I didn't.
So you come at me like that, and you didn't even buy it in the end.
I'm sorry, if you listen to this podcast, you'd know that I'm a tight ass and don't pay full price for anything. Hence why I'm a
that's fair
PC
enough.
gamer.
That's fair call. It's only like $20 at the moment.
That's a solid meal.
It is a solid meal. $20 can get you several
That's
meals.
a solid palmy at the pub. I will
beer.
say.
Yeah. Can get you full servings
But that
of
is-
a fettuccine mushroom and sun-dried tomato dish that I can cook up for you next time you're in Sydney there, Nato.
Oh no, you have to take me back and get those Greek Greek burritos, whatever they were again. Up the road from the pub we were at for
Burritos.
I can't remember.
Sounds
what
like
they
a
called. I
kebab.
haven't-
Is that what you're talking?
Was this on the Super Bowl?
No, it was. Yeah. What did you take?
I think we went to Manouche and it was Lebanese. It was Lebanese food, no?
Greek.
Yeah, it was like pizza wrapped up as a burrito. I don't remember.
Yeah,
what
it
it's
was.
called.
It was
had a-
Zato. Yeah. Yeah.
Zato. Yeah, that's. I
That's
want
a
another
fucking-
one of
that's
them.
a breakfast
They
of
were delicious.
champions right there, mate.
Oh,
$1.50
it
a
was.
slice. Come on, baby. Not even a slice, the whole thing.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
$1.50.
it was real good.
Yeah, $1.50. Only $1.50 out in the Wild West, not in the city. In the city, it would cost you more like $2.50, which is highway robbery.
why I'm
But
in the
you
Wild
still get
West.
basically a pizza wrapped up
As a
as a
burrito.
burrito. Yeah. So value for money.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sounds really good.
It was the best thing I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Take that, Sam. But yeah, that's all I've been doing, gaming wise.
Cool. NATO J.
All right. So I'm nearly playing everything I was playing last week, but I'm at
Just get
different stages
comfortable.
with them now. So I'm not going to get too far into Harry Potter this time again because I'm still giving the hard. I'm in deep. That game has got me now. Like every day I wake up, I check my energy levels. I make sure I'm doing my classes, making sure I'm keeping my stats
Got to do
up.
classes. It's very
And
important.
Yeah. Well, you got to do your flying class. You need to keep your
course.
broomstick skills up. You got to keep your transmutation classes up. Your potions classes up. And I'm getting deep into the plot now. The plot's getting real thicker.
There's a plot.
The mystery of my
yeah.
missing brother is getting deeper. We finally found the entrance to the cursed vaults. So now I'm like, where's my brother gone? Because he's not in the vaults, which we thought he was in. But yeah, it's a great game. I haven't spent any dollars, unlike another member of this podcast has on his mobile game. So
Yeah,
Sam.
he's pretty goddamn notorious for going hard and forking out cash on games, isn't he?
So I'm assuming
Oh, yes.
we're talking about B-Man, Brendan.
Well, it's not
Yes.
me, and it's not
No,
you,
no,
Ali.
just
So
make it. Yeah, no, definitely not. Is this the same person that dropped how much? $70 on his WWE
70.
card?
Oh, I haven't like every day I remind him on Twitter that he spent $70. Like anytime like him and Pez are in the same conversation, I go, Pez, I'm so glad you're putting that microtransaction money to good
Pez,
use.
do you remember the time you stole $70 from Brendan? It's
Damn.
you know
So,
what it is?
yeah,
Hold
so-
on.
so-
Like just to really explain that, you know what it is about that transaction is what he got for that. He got 5 wrestlers, 5 fucking wrestlers.
Yeah, but they weren't even good
Yeah.
wrestlers. That's the
Sheamus.
thing.
It wasn't like he got like 40
Sheamus.
packs of 5 each. He got 1 pack of 5. Oh,
Oh, he
it's like the
definitely
worst
regretted
kind of
that.
God,
microtransaction ever.
It's
yeah.
like paying $70 for someone to kick you in the nuts. That's what that was.
Yeah.
Nato, I have to ask, have you put more time and effort to this magical school game than you did at normal school?
Yeah, easily.
Just thought I'd check on that.
I
one.
would
He's very into this.
I would even go as far as I've put more effort into this game than I have worked the last 2 weeks as well.
I'm sure your boss would say the same thing.
Oh yeah, so it's real bad because like I never play mobile games. I usually hate mobile games because they're usually too short. Like I always that's most of the reason why I don't play indie games that much. I like to fall in love with a game and play it for a long time. And like there has been some indie games that I've really enjoyed, but like by the time I'm like, oh my god, I love this, it seems like an indie game is always ending by that stage, and I'm all like, oh man, I really like this. So mobile games are even further than that, where they usually don't have any way to like fall deep into them. But this game, I'm only on my second year, and like there's places and rooms that I can't get into when it says I'm until year 7. So I'm like,
Oh, God.
I'm in here for the long run.
Are you still in testing as well? Is this still...
Yeah, it's still beta. I still have not met one person in real life, or even on anyone I know on Twitter, that has this game. It's insane. Like I'm waiting for the email where they're like, "You're not supposed to be in this game right now." So who knows? I found one person on Twitter, like by searching a hashtag, that he was up to the same kind of stage I was, and he had like no followers and he wasn't following anybody. So don't even know if it was real. So still. I'm waiting for the day that I accidentally get kicked out of that game.
So, Nato, what you're saying is this game is played by nobodies.
Well, yeah, apparently at the moment.
Don't take my insult and just smooth it over like it was nothing.
I'm
Okay?
so happy you're getting such enjoyment out of this game. Because
Out of a mobile game, I never thought in a million years, especially a Harry Potter one, because I'm like, it's still, as I said last week, I'm still angry about it that it's a mobile game because it has the potential to be really fleshed out.
yeah,
And that saddens me because the story is really
What
good.
about
The
the
RPG,
graphics?
they're pretty average. You know,
It's a
they're
mobile game.
mobile
So
graphics.
you want good graphics
Yeah.
though with Harry Potter.
dude,
That's what I
dude.
mean. I want to see my
do.
Luminos
I read
spell
7
like
books with no graphics and had a fantastic time.
I read one book
the
and then
graphics were
released
in
the
your
movie
mind,
and
though.
screwed over my imagination.
Yeah.
Oh, Ali. I'm gonna buy you the
Yeah.
book collection for your upcoming
No,
birthday.
no, Ali, don't get the book collection. Just get it on audiobook.
Don't worry,
It's
apparently
done by
I'm not.
Steve-
He's getting it for me, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
no, but
it's fine.
get the audiobook. It's read by Stephen Fry, and he does an amazing job. Yeah, he does an absolutely
That might
banger
be the
job.
best
I might
of
actually
reading
do
the
that.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
most legitimate thing to take from this episode.
Yeah, get the audiobook because he even does different voices for each character. It's amazing.
No. What is
I love
this
it.
Hermione like?
Yeah,
What's his buttbeak like?
he's like, I don't know. He's just he just goes really soft and oh, Hermione went into the classroom and stuff like that. It's amazing. I love it.
Stephen Fry.
Yeah, a 10 out of 10 recommendation. All right, recommendation of the NATO's recommendation of the week. Go listen to the audiobook.
What was your
Harry Potter.
recommendation last week?
Play Harry Potter the
What about the
mobile game.
What about last month?
Go play Sea of Thieves when it eventually comes out.
All right, and just look into your crystal ball for a moment. What's it going to be next week?
Oh, it'd definitely be Sea of Thieves next week because Sea of Thieves comes out next week, 20th of March. So get up on
And
that,
what about-
everybody. Cross-play,
What about
cross-buy.
next year?
Next year. Ooh, it was going to be Anthem, but, you know, we've got a story coming up later that, like, I have lost total faith in that game. So we'll get onto that. But I'll finish off what I've been
I
playing
was
this
just trying
week.
to trip
I'll
you up,
finish all
but
of
you
it.
actually succeeded in giving a valid answer to every one of those dumb bits. Not even bits.
I'm not enjoying
all
this.
valid
he's,
answers.
he's getting through all the shit stirring right now. It's really bothering
He's
me.
You
he's
forget
too
I'm a DM. I've got to
reflective, you know?
think on the spot. You got to duck and move and quick and you got to dab. You got to get in there, boy. You got to.
Old
Duck and move,
Teflon
duck and move.
I've
Subiaco.
caught
It's
you
okay.
up on a few things.
Yeah, you do it all the time. You're the worst. All right, back to what I'm playing. Because last week I hadn't got into it because it just came out, but the new DLC timed expansion for Siege, Rainbow Six, Operation Chimera. It's a co-op. They don't want you to say it, but it's a zombie game. Like they're aliens, but they're zombies. But it literally plays like Left 4 Dead, and it is so good. Like everything good about Left 4 Dead, it plays like that. You 3 co-op, you go into a place, you can still board up walls, everything you could normally do in Siege, where you could like reinforce walls, border up stuff, and set up everybody. It plays like you would normally play Siege, but you play it against zombies. So it's not like a horde where you stay in one place. You got to move through. I think it's a playground, a school, like a whole high school, a hospital, and I think it's a junkyard is one of the other maps. And yeah, you go from start to finish. You go through, you do a mission. The one I played the most was the hospital. You got to get in, find the doctor. You got to protect her for a while till she does her stuff, and then you've got to escort her out of the building. And it's you've literally got to hold on to her, and so you got to switch it up between characters, because sometimes you'll need a character who's got a heavy gun. Sometimes things will be coming from long distance, so you need the guy with a long distance gun, and it's really good. You still got all your hero abilities that you would have on all the operators, so it's really good.
Was this necessarily something that people were asking for, or did they just throw it in there?
They just throw it in there. It's free as well. It's awesome. I absolutely really enjoy it, because sometimes it can get like when you get beaten 10 rounds in a row on when you're playing normally, you just want something. You're like, oh, I need to build up my self-confidence again, so you can jump back into Chimera. There's 2 new operators that come with that. They're really cool. Lion, and I can't remember the girl's name. I only remember the Lion's name because he's a lion. And they've got 2 new abilities that help out during normal, just normal mode, whatever you would call normal mode in Siege. Yeah, really loving that. I also finally started Neverwinter.
Wait.
I think I started.
I did have a question, just about Tom Clancy. So, how many people are there actually playing this game at the moment? Do you have any sort of snapshot of how many players there are playing at the moment? Because it seems the
community's at its highest at the moment.
After it, right?
Yeah.
What are they doing for the Division? They're doing nothing, are they?
Division 2's just got announced.
What?
Yeah.
No, I mean 1.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 1.
Oh no, one is actually apparently talking to a lot of people that still play that game. The community's come back up. They put a lot of expansions in it. They cleaned a lot of balancing up. Got a lot of changed mechanics to get rid of griefers that were coming, like higher level griefers that were coming down into the PvP area and killing low level players. So I think they actually, and anyone who's playing it at the moment is really loving it. I know Jack from the network itself is playing, and he's really loving it at the moment. I think Benny's jumped back into it.
Are they people?
And a whole bunch of other people.
I thought it was
Did they
dead. I
return
thought it was
to it?
absolutely dead.
So did I. But now apparently it's not the level of Destiny 1 with the Taken King, but it's nearly of that kind of renaissance they're kind of having in Division at the moment.
I just assumed
and even
that
more so now.
I just assumed that it wasn't doing well, and that's why they're doing number 2s. That it's kind of like just scorched earth, just get rid of everything, let's start again.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it. I liked the Division, the original one. It was too grounded for me, which was what they were banking on, people liking the groundingness. But if I want to play an MMO, I want crazy bosses and raids and stuff like that, from WoW to Destiny, like we verse a dragon in WoW, or in Destiny where you have Crota Oryx on the side of the ship in a huge giant form shooting laser beams at you. And
I think
I want that
problem
kind of
with
stuff.
Division though was that it was way too repetitive.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Well, any MMO is really repetitive, really.
Yeah, but that one
I can totally attest
that was
to
like
that.
a short fuse.
Yeah.
Okay, and sorry, you were saying Neverwinter.
Well, I'll answer your question. Siege's community is the largest it's ever been at the moment. So it's apparently the highest number since they've released.
All right, that's
concurrent.
That's good, because I thought it would.
I think it's up
done.
in the 3 millions at the
3
moment.
million?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel like you're
it's
making
huge
that
at the
number up. I'm gonna fact check that later.
All right, you fact check that while I talk about Neverwinter. All right, so Neverwinter. Neverwinter is the MMO made by the Dungeons and Dragons people. Neverwinter, as I said last week or the week before, is one of the major cities on Sword Coast, which is one of the major areas that people use in DMing. Yeah, it's cool. It's a standard MMO. There's nothing making it better than any other MMO. It's D&D background, so that's why it's got its claws in me at the moment. It's also giving me ideas to kind of bring into my campaigns with my multiple my multiple dungeon groups. So that's really cool. I really like it. Benny's playing it with me at the moment. The NPC boys, I think I'm trying to get back into it. They had high level characters apparently, so they're gonna maybe jump it back into it, and yeah. That's looking
Can
good.
can I just publicly call bullshit on 3 million? On March 7, 2017, there was this article in PC Games talking about Operation Chimera, and they say that Siege hits new peak player count of 176,208.
I'm sorry, what year was
that
that
it?
from?
This is 2017. Oh my god, I'm way off.
Yeah.
But if that's the
Yeah.
new peak,
Thank
there's no
you.
way it's 3 million. Sorry, my bad.
No,
I'll call bullshit on myself for a sec.
It couldn't be 100,000 as well. That sounds very
yeah,
low
it does,
as well.
but
It was pretty low. Like last year, it still was pretty low. It was running into a lot of issues in regards to server issues, long wait times, especially
Well,
for even
now I'm reading another one where it says it's exceeded 25 million players. What is going on? And it's from
There
the
you go.
same. It's from the same website. What the fuck is going
That's
on?
the thing about this game. It's had like levels. Like it definitely started off really badly and it did. Like it kept on having server issues and people were waiting ages to have a game lined up and people were being frustrated. But slowly but surely they fixed it up and now people are getting loaded into games and they're getting all their placements and everything like that. And a lot of people saying it's the best that it's been.
All right, well,
so.
let's just agree to disagree that NATO's wrong on 3 million.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to agree with that.
All right, and that's 2 vs 1 and NATO. Thank you very much.
All right, and I'll finish up. The last Sea of Thieves final beta was on the last weekend. Just went. They finally put in. They finally put in the third trader, which is that allows you to trade cows and chickens and all that, and also. Because of that, when you go to islands, there were pigs, little like teacup pigs running around and chickens and oh my god!
Tell me this.
We put it in the group chat. We did.
Oh, was
we
I
did
asleep?
mention it many times. No, it was on the weekend, so it was during the day.
It's because I was muted, you
Still a
guys.
50-50, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was really cool. You finally got to see how that works. They haven't had that in the alphas or the other betas, so that was cool to see how it works, and also to see live like animals running around on islands was really, really cool.
I have a
and
question.
you could just, yep,
Are the animals live on the boat?
yeah. You have to feed them and you have to care for them as well. So for like it starts getting rainy or like sea, you have to take them downstairs and
I finally
stuff
have
like that.
a purpose in this game.
Yeah, it was really, really fun, and I spent hours with one of my friends, Alex from Irrational Passion, just running around on one of the islands chasing pigs. Like I found a pink one, and then I was like, oh, a pink one, and then one was like black with spots, white spots.
That's called a cow.
Then we found. No, it wasn't. That was the tiniest cow I'd ever seen in my life. And yeah, and then we found chickens on another island, and then I tried like the Zelda trick where like I just chopped it a few times and then kind of ran to see
They
if
would all chase after
a whole
you.
bunch of chase. Oh man, it was a good time. And then on top of that, they showed you the ship customization, so you could like see the new sails you could get, the boat colors, the new. I don't know what the little the icons they usually have on the front of the boats. I don't know the nautical term for that thing, like the maiden or the lion.
Sure,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it escapes me as well.
I know it's on the tip of the tongue.
Alright,
yeah,
let me find it.
but yeah, the show showed all that.
it's a
so
stern.
it-
Something at the
it-
stern.
Yeah. So it showed all what is pretty much available in base game, which is real cool. I'm like all the different things that you can do at the moment, and also they had the first pirate raid. So up in the sky, there was a huge smoke cloud in the shape of a skull face, and there was like green lightning in its eyes, and you could see it from a mile away, and you could ride up to the skeleton fort that had all these skeletons all over it, and I think there was 4 or 5 ships by the time we got there, and we were all like nearly teaming up together to try and take on like the hordes and hordes of skeletons that keep spawning. It was really cool. So I loved this game anyway, just the base, what you were doing, and now they've shown all these different ways you can have fun. Like, as Ali's reaction, like, she's definitely going to be hunting down animals
I'm
and
not hunting them.
collecting them. I don't know what you
I'm
want to call
going
it.
to be the greatest pirate farmer.
And yeah, and so I'm going to have fun going bounty hunting. You can go get bounties for dead pirates, ghosts and stuff like that. And then
What?
I just want to get my Batman cave. That's all I want. That's all I'm achieving for, where I can just sail my boat out of a waterfall into the ocean. It's going to be excellent.
How do you have a bounty on a dead person?
They come back as like this skeleton mutant thing.
Duh.
Aye.
Ali.
Yeah. God,
Jesus.
Ali. Jeez.
Oh, sorry, my ex.
But yeah, that's been my week. What about you? What
So
about
cool.
you,
I
Dream?
feel-
What have you been
I feel
dreaming
bad
about?
that I haven't been able to join you on your quests as a
You will.
scabby,
You will.
scurvy, scurry dog pirate. One of those might have been a word.
Yeah.
What have I been up to this week? All right, so I have. It's interesting. I've played 2 games. Got 2 games to report on. I feel like thematically speaking, you could wrap these up in 2016. Basically, I took a trip down memory lane to 2 games that that I certainly wasn't too thrilled about at the time they came out, unfortunately. And one of them is going to piss Ali off to no extent, probably as well my reaction to the game now. I'll start with the other one, which was Final Fantasy 15. So there's a new Final Fantasy 15, or a new version of it coming up very soon. It's kind of a Game of the Year edition. I think it's called something like the King's Edition or blah. I'll find that in a moment. But it basically is what many suspect to be sort of the finished version of the game, because the game released in a very poor state, for lack of a better term, particularly certain plot points, several plot holes, some fantastic periods of the game, particularly the early parts, are really well fleshed out and a lot of fun, and then, you know, it kind of just goes into this very narrow end point towards the end of it. And this aims to sort of flesh that out. It includes all of the bonus episodes for their other characters like Prompto and Gladiolus and Ignis. And it also gives you additional functionality in the new game to actually, you know, use things like rifles, which previously weren't available in the original version of the game. So I didn't play that. I played the original to see, or get a sort of temperature of what I would feel.
They made the game better, so I decided, nope, I'm playing the shit version.
I always wanted to play it again a year after. I had it in my head that I should play it around August last year, with the updates, to see how it's improved and give it a bit more of a fair shake. That didn't happen, so I thought at least now with the updates, have another crack at it, see how you feel. My big problems with the game had nothing to do with the story. Nothing to do with the combat. It was all the story. The story sucked. A lot of the maps weren't very good, but I really enjoyed the combat. Surprisingly, a lot of people had a lot to say about that, particularly around camera angles and stuff, but I never had a problem with it. I thought it was really cool. And I wanted to give it another run through. The problem is that it's a Final Fantasy game and it goes on forever, and I didn't want to do that now. But I think with what I've seen, I will pick up the new edition and I will do a complete run through, and hopefully it's a better experience than the first time through.
You hope it's better than a broken game. Or
It was a
half-assed game.
horribly great. It was it was a 6 at minimum out of 10. Like, it was not the worst game in the world you'd ever played. It was just so disappointing. As a long-time fan and someone who's been G'd up for 10 years prior to its release, like, it was just a very disappointing release. And so I want to give it, you know, again, a bit of a fair chance. And I think that with the new release coming up, with, you know, what you could call the Game of the Year edition, the complete edition, even though it was 2016, I think that's the best version of the game. So I will give that a try. Now on to the fun part. So Ali, I'll get you to guess the game. I thought this would be a great way to do it.
Wait. I got one question.
I'll give you one answer.
All right. You said if it's probably going to be a 6 game again. So, like, remember, I 2 weeks ago I gave you some homework to go hunt down a game for me to play. It's a 6, as in, like, you rate it 6 out of 10. Yeah. I gave you a game to go look down. Have you had a chance to look at Lost Odyssey?
No, I haven't.
You need to. You'll find it super cheap. It's because it's.
I just feel
Go
awful
get it.
because not only have I not had a chance to get to it, I actually, in fact, have not even looked for it just yet. And I'm so sorry. It's not because I don't love
No,
you.
just get it off the digital store because I'm pretty sure it's a 360 game that's backwards compatible. So you find it on the 360 store for like $2-3. Download it on your Xbox One.
All right, Lost Odyssey. I've written it down underneath my editing notes, and I will go and do that.
Yeah.
And next time you're on and I'm on, we're going to talk about it. All right, so you better bring
He's
it.
going to be editing the podcast and be like, Lost Odyssey, and he just scrap it out. I don't even remember what this is.
Just like last time. No, I didn't do that last time. All right, fun part, game. Ali, it is, I'll give you 2 hints. 1, it came out in 2016. 2, it involves a lot of walking and a lot of jogging. And like secret
walking.
3rd hint, you'll fucking want to rip my spine out for playing it. Because you play it and I've given you shit about it in the past.
A lot of walking and a lot of jogging.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to jog if you don't want to.
2016.
Yeah, but it involves a lot of moving, and jogging is, the more ground you can cover, typically the better off you'll be. Come on, it's so easy. All right, do you want another hint?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yes,
Pokemon!
thank you.
You've been playing Pokemon Go.
Yes, I have.
Oh!
You asshole! You gave me so much grief about playing this game.
Literally the last time I was on the podcast, I gave you shit about this game. So it was a crazy Saturday morning. I tripped, I fell, and it was on my phone. And
you know what's going to happen? I'm going to trip and fall and then get my fist right in your face.
that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Look, to be very fair to you, I've given you a lot of shit over the years about this game because you continue to play it, and I think everyone else dropped it. And I gave it a lot of crap when it came out. Now, I started again. I'm going to read out some stats because I didn't just start playing this game. I went fucking full throttle.
Of course you went fucking ham.
Let me bring up my notes.
I want to know why you picked it up.
Why?
What changed?
Why? Don't get caught up in the why, Ali. Just live in the moment.
No, I'm going to get caught up in this motherfucking why.
Why
Because
don't
you
I do it?
beat the shit out of me fucking
Here's
with your words.
Here's what happened. I was like, Harry Potter, Wizards Unite. Can I get that? No. What's the next best thing? So, so I downloaded Pokemon Go. Now, I downloaded this on the 10th of March, and at the time of recording this podcast, 4 days have passed. 4 days. I want you to guess what my level is, Ali.
4 days.
4 days.
You're going to be like in the double digits, aren't you?
I might be. I might not be. I need you to guess an actual integer, non-negative, and let me know, and I'll tell you how right or wrong you might be.
12.
I'm going to say 11.
Okay, 11 from Nato. Ali?
Lock it
I
in.
said
Lock
12.
it in, Eddie.
12. How about 22?
Oh, you motherfucker.
Jesus!
Yep.
I think you're a bit higher than me.
Yep. I have gone full throttle. I've got a lot of stats here that I wanted to read out because I'm really proud of myself. I've actually really jumped into this. So I've collected 365,000 experience so far, level 22. Guess how many individual Pokemons I've caught? Not total, just individual ones, like types.
I'm going to say, because now there's about up to Gen 4, like 3.5.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say a good 102.
Okay, close. 106. I've seen 173 though. That was actually really impressive. Complete shot in the dark. But Nato, you and I, we're in sync, buddy. We're in sync. I've visited 23 gyms. I've merked 3 of them. I've run 24
Only
Ks.
3?
I'm actually running multiple times a day now just to cover more territory, just to get Pokemon. It's actually really good. I highly recommend it if you're trying to get in shape.
What level are you?
22.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Yeah, there's no way you could be playing non-stop for 2 years and be under 22. That would just be ludicrous. Hatched 11
There's a
eggs.
bolt big next to me.
Visited 245 Pokestops, and my boys have defended gyms so far for 30 hours, which I'm kind of happy about, but that should be a lot higher. But the point is...
It should be higher.
Yeah, I'm just not really trying. I've got to put
You've got to
more
break
effort
a day.
30 hours is a day.
So who's your main? Who's your main?
Well, I'm in this really weird area in Glebe where all I seem to catch is bloody Kangaskhan. I've got like enough Kangaskhan. I've got enough
Don't tell
Kangaskhan to
Americans
open
that.
up Saleem's Safari Zone. It's crazy. And I just, no matter how many other types I collect, and like I've almost got enough for Venusaur, and I've almost got enough for like another 3rd level evolution. I only seem to catch very powerful Kangaskhan, like CP 1500 Kangaskhan. It's crazy.
Jesus.
Anyway, so I actually have kind of turned a corner on this game, obviously. I really enjoy...
Turn a corner. You've done like a fucking Yui, mate.
Yeah, I've turned a few corners.
You're not even in the same state anymore. You've changed different, like, you've changed your mode of transport.
I hope the listeners have some kind of pity for me, right? Like, I know everyone thinks that I, like, absolutely drop the friggin' sass on you frequently and unjustifiably. But I just want everyone to hear this and understand how much I got shat on by him, and then he's all like fucking Ash Ketchum.
If I had the time or energy, I would put a supercut together of all the times I've put shit on you for playing this game. And I feel, look, Ali, deep down, I feel bad about that. But that was yesterday's Saleem. And this is today's Saleem, who is a Pokemon master in training.
Yes!
So basically...
All right, we should plan a trip then.
I'd love nothing more.
Do a fucking Poke
I
Walk
would
in
love
Sydney.
nothing more.
Yeah, IRL stream. Pokemon IRL stream. Let's do it.
It's look, I do think that it's very different to the Pokemon Go that I played when it was initially launched, though, and I think a big part of that has to do with the gym interactions. Now it also has to do with the introduction of raids, which is very recent. Also, on the experience side, I do need to confess I have been taking advantage of a recent double XP month. I think March has been a bit of a double XP month, like player-wide.
Yeah, celebrating.
Yeah, which ends soon, but
Yeah.
that's largely why I'm level 22 and not level 15 or 11. That said, like, again, I'm having a good time with it. I think I haven't put a cent into it, by the way.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, well, you know me. I'm an absolute miser. I'm not going to put anything into a game that I don't have to.
Money into this game.
Unless it's Hearthstone. It's been really rewarding though. Actually, getting out there, going for, because I go for runs semi-regularly anyway. So it just kind of makes sense to go for a run and play Pokemon Go at the same time, in spite of the fact
Hatch those eggs.
in spite of the fact that I almost fell over down some stairs yesterday, not paying attention. So if you don't hear from me, if they do a sort of, Rip Saleem podcast, you know exactly what happened to me.
Can I have on your gravestone, I told you so?
Not while my family's there.
Pokemon Go, I told you so.
Not while my family's there. I'll be happy if
I'll do
you
it
want
after
to,
then, with the permanent marker.
Why don't you just do it kind of, I don't know, like on the back, really
back?
small writing. Maybe like dig a little
I can do
hole
that.
where the dirt will fill in eventually, and no one will ever see it that way, but you'll know it's there when you write it at the sort of the
I
bit.
need people to see it, Sam.
Well, you know what? I'll be dead, and you will have to deal with my family.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Look, they're not, they're pretty harmless. They're not going to come for you. It's up to you, Ali. I really don't mind. Although, what will God say when you're desecrating the dead?
Yeah, what will God say?
Yeah? What will God say?
He'll be saying, that's no skin off your nose, or corpse, or bones. Next.
I like to think...
Did it?
Anyway, all right, next. So, that was it. And look, to be really fair, just really tying this up, sorry. I've been like super busy lately, and playing this in the downtime has actually been really helpful to relax. So I actually highly recommend mobile games. I'm trying to play mobile games because I feel like on whole we've kind of neglected them to a certain degree. I don't know. Do you think that's a fair comment, Ali? We tend to play a lot of console games and a lot of PC games, which is totally fine. I'm not having a.
Are you kidding?
I'm not having a go, Ali. Jesus, it's not against
No,
you, Ali.
I'm more really surprised that you're like, oh, we neglect mobile games when the majority of a lot of things that you talk about are Hearthstone, which is a mobile game.
Oh,
you played that.
yeah.
You played that Final Fantasy game that was on your phone. And
Oh,
I think
recently,
there was also
yeah.
another game that was like a fighting one as well, like last year. I actually feel like you especially talk
we're
about
coming
that.
up on 100
mobile
eps, and that's
phone.
4 games. Look, you're not wrong. Like, all of those things are absolutely right. I just think, on the whole, like, there are millions of bloody mobile games. And I'm just actually making excuses for my general laziness and poor time management here. Playing mobile games on the train is how I basically get through this little segment of the episode. But no, like,
It's okay. He just said what I thought.
I just said exactly what you've been thinking this whole time, and eventually you will overtake me, Ali. You will be the host when Brendan's away, but not yet. You've got a long way to go. You got to wake up early to kill me.
You can have that. You can have that. Nato can have that before me.
That's what she tells you, Nato. But you're gonna wake up with a bloody poison snake in your Subiaco bed, and that's gonna be Ali.
As I say to the missus, better men have tried to kill me.
That's the thing about Ali. It's the same as
call you a woman
what
of
killed the
man?
wyvern in Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. Ali's no man. Did anyone get that reference? Ali, you just look stunned.
Yes.
I thought it was a good reference.
Yes.
I don't watch Lord of the Rings, so I've got no idea.
no
But then
one's-
I'm like, are you saying I'm not a man?
No,
Are you
no,
actually
no.
calling me a
You
woman
are
this time?
absolutely a G. Like, I forget the name of that character.
Yeah, he was actually like propping you up, but I was actually bringing you down because I was like, better men have
Yeah.
tried. So
See?
you know,
I got you back, Ali.
Lost.
I got you back. Should we move into some news?
I think so.
Yes.
This week's news headlines.
Okay. And kicking off the news this week. This one's a big one for us here in Australia. If you're overseas, you probably won't care so much, but, just maybe stick around and listen because we've got something else for you guys coming up, I think. PAX Australia and EB Expo are teaming up asterisk. So it was announced last week that the EB Expo will have its own set corner or booth at PAX Australia this year, which will feature some of the world's greatest developers in their upcoming games. And this is newsworthy because if you don't already know this, EB Expo is its own thing that happens also in October, very early October. And it was in Brisbane last year. Previously it was here in Sydney, which we attended, Ali. So it's got its own expo already, same month. And then PAX takes place in Melbourne later in October. So they're joining forces. What is unknown at the moment is what happens to EB Expo because they haven't quite closed the book on that just yet to say that that's not necessarily going forward this year. But still fantastic news. Like EB Expo, I don't know, Ali, what was your thoughts in 2016? Great year. Just talking about it. 2016, what were your thoughts from that expo? Mine were that, you kind of walk around, you spend a few hours, you're done.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
but
pretty quiet.
luckily with walking around, I got to play Pokemon Go, so...
Can I just quickly apologize? Nato, I didn't see you there, I feel like.
we didn't
Oh
know
my
each
know
other.
each
then.
other.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
It's like a sliding door.
I'd pretty much been. Yeah, I'd been going to EB Expo for the last 4 for the whole time it's been in Sydney.
Well, let
I've
me
been
ask you
going.
then. What's your general experience at EB Expo?
It was good the first couple of years, and then it kind of got quieter and quieter. And then I think one of the years it popped back up, and that was only because there was so much coming out that year that they had the opportunity to put a lot of stuff. So, 2 reasons I really like this. I could see you fitting all of the stuff that's not at both expos into PAX. Put it in the other half of the board game section. That wing, you could fill that with everything that's not at PAX, that's at EB Expo. You could put all that there, so that's cool. And for someone like me that lives over this side of the country, trying to get to both those events like, yes, they're at the start and finish of October, but they're so close together that it's hard to book that kind of time off work to say, like, hey, can I have the start and the finish of that month off?
And it's still money as well.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
to go to
absolutely.
both.
Yeah, and flying. Yeah, so this is actually excellent for me, because last year I chose to go to PAX for the first time ever, because I was like, I don't really want to go to Brisbane. I don't really know anybody in Brisbane that I can probably stay with and save some cash, so I'm just going to go to PAX this year.
But to put it into context as well, because at the moment it's, if you haven't been to either, it's convention and convention, but like PAX is a country mile ahead of what EB Expo is.
Oh, I know.
Like at PAX, it's very hard to get bored. There is so much to do. They do a fantastic job already. Ali, bit of a smirk on your face. What, you disagree? I thought there was tons last year at PAX.
Yeah, but like, you know me, and space is full of people.
Sure, okay, all right. Well, look, that, personal grievances with society on whole aside, I think at PAX Melbourne, there's tons to do. Last year they had Sea of Thieves, the ship out the front. Last year they had the biggest indie showcase, I think, ever, with a number of games there to play. And I got stuck there for hours with Tegan from Reset Podcast. Give him a listen. Shout out. Michael does the intro to this whole thing, and it's fantastic. But then you've got your tabletops, then you've got your miniatures, then you've got your shops. Like, that was, I think, our biggest complaint about RTX. It was all shops. There was literally nothing to do, all shops.
Yeah.
This is kind of the opposite. You can buy things, but there's so much to play, and they really put effort into making sure that there's things happening and things to do, namely like panels. EB Expo is a good convention. It's not to say that it's a bad one. In 2016 when we were there, again, it was great, but you spent a few hours there and you're kind of done. To their credit, though, they do pull new releases, and they do pull upcoming releases there as well, which are always interesting to play. Yeah, I think this is actually really good, because I think EB will only enhance PAX. EB on its own, though, I wouldn't actually recommend going to it. Like, I wasn't going to go to Queensland last year.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we all decided that we pretty much weren't going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only go because I knew people in Sydney every year, so that's why I went to EB instead of PAX for all those years. And now, like, I'm sad that I didn't go to PAX all those years.
Well, now you know.
So
now
I'm
you don't have to choose.
Yeah.
Now you've got both, the best of both worlds.
I got both.
So again, fantastic.
But this
thing.
is very interesting, because that day, that 26th, 28th, it's been brought up that that's when TwitchCon's on.
Yeah, but who cares about TwitchCon?
A lot of people are the streamers, which are as much as maybe you two don't want to admit it, but streamers are a big thing when it comes to PAX. Like, there are a lot of booths and stuff like that depend on the showmanship of like Australian streamers, and putting them in the limelight. Like,
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And so Australian streamers will be pretty much tasked with, do you represent at TwitchCon or do you represent at PAX?
Look, to be honest, we probably did dismiss that very quickly. Twitch is obviously huge. But that said, fuck Twitch. It's all about PAX. I got your back, Luke. Anyway.
Yeah, it's Mixer all the way. That's where we're going.
But it's a good point, Ali, because you are absolutely right. But I always view TwitchCon to be for Twitch. Well, yeah, Americanized one, but also by Twitch for Twitch streamers, not by Twitch for Twitch fans.
Yeah, but then isn't there BlizzCon like right near it as well? So a lot of people knock out BlizzCon and TwitchCon within the same few weeks.
I think typically BlizzCon is after, and look, to be fair, nothing changes there. The scheduling, I mean, I feel like PAX was also around this time last year. No, am I wrong?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, what I remember people saying was that they
were
went
like a week
to
apart.
One, flew back, and then had to go to the other.
Yeah. I think it's it's go time for the guys that need to hop around and do all of them. But nothing changes. Like, that's kind of been the case year on year. The only thing is that they don't necessarily have to go to EB Expo this year because they'll be at PAX, so they get to save on fees, save on air flights maybe, and they can spend that money on something.
Well, they can only go to one.
Useful. I don't know what to tell you, Ali. I don't know what's going to appease you here. One flight's, it's good. It's potentially one cancelled flight that ruins your whole thing. No?
Yes.
Yes.
Next.
Okay. Next. Okay, so who loves Bioware.
I like
You
old Bioware.
Ali, what's your stance?
Yeah, and I like the old crew that worked at old Bioware.
What does that mean?
Well, actually, I'll let Nato take point on this one.
Damn it! I was hoping you'd read the title because I can't say his last name.
I'll say it just to get through that part. And apologies if I muddled this, but Drew Karpyshyn is the lead writer on several, huge titles.
He's the lead writer on Anthem
and
at
was
the moment.
and was lead writer, or he had worked on Anthem. I'm not sure if he was lead writer on Anthem.
Yeah, he was. That's why they brought him back for
in
Anthem.
2015. Really?
Yeah, that's when they started
Well,
writing.
the
and all
writing's
that.
done. Writing doesn't have to go all the way through to product delivery.
Yeah, I know, but it is like that's what they've marketed as, this big, huge MMO Destiny division kind of thing. So like the last time we'll give this some backstory of Drew. Drew joined early Bioware. He helped write Baldur's Gate, all the Baldur's Gate games. He wrote KOTOR. Like when I say wrote, he's one of the. It's not just one person writing, it's multiple people. But he is the main contributor for all the dialogue in KOTOR. So anything to do with dialogue in KOTOR, he wrote pretty much 99% of all the dialogue in KOTOR. He did Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, and half of Mass Effect 3. And Mass Effect 3 is when he started to
that's
leave.
Maybe why Mass Effect 3 was so not great?
All I'm saying is every game he's worked on as a writer, either as head writer or main contributor, are the good games at BioWare, and any ones he wasn't on have been pretty average.
Do you think he was the one who wrote the ending of Mass Effect
Andromeda.
3? And that's why they had to
No, he
He
left
apparently
Bioware.
left. Yeah, he left. Apparently, I think it goes that he helped write the start of 3, and then left to go do his novels that he was
Right.
reading. He went and wrote for the next
And
couple
that's-
of
and
years.
that's-
No, he
and they
probably
didn't
saw
know
the
how to end it.
graphics and just went, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, so him coming back 2 years ago, or 3 years ago now, really put a fire in me where I was like, oh my god, Anthem might actually be good, because a lot of their writing has been like some of the Dragon Age games have been good, but nothing felt the way when anytime Drew is on a project. It never has that kind of panaz and that like shock and awe and twists and just depth to it. That anytime Drew is on a project, like he as I said, he like for things like Baldur's Gate, he wasn't the higher up then, but I don't know, he must just have this magic that helps out with the writing processes that like anytime he's on a game,
Obviously,
does an
you feel
amazing
really
job.
strongly about this, Nato.
Yeah.
Just to...
I love Drew because like he went and wrote a whole bunch of like novels for the KOTOR series and the Mass Effect series, and they're about the only books I've ever read in my life.
Don't break it up,
So-
I'm jerking him off. I'm just going to read out a few things here. Just around his career, because I think it's kind of interesting. So Drew did leave in 2012 to actually pursue sort of side jobs. He was focusing at the time on novels, I think is what it said. He came back into the fold in 2015, and again, effective 2nd of March or 3rd of March, he's again left, citing that he wants to work on side projects like novels, like graphic novels, and he's actually already got a sort of game knocked up with Knocked up? Is that also the right thing I was trying to say? Sure, why not? Knocked up with...
Well, unless he fucked it and then impregnated
Yeah,
it.
well, it's with Fogback
Yeah.
Entertainment, which is a new studio owned by Fox, which already bit of a shit taste in the mouth with that. But he announced this on his own website, and he wrote that it's time for me to move on. Everyone who works at BioWare pours their heart and soul into the games they're making. It's creatively demanding and at times exhausting. In the past, I've managed to juggle outside projects with my work at BioWare, but it always took a toll. So obviously, this is a sort of an altruistic motive with a person who's trying to do something very fulfilling, working on things he feels passionate about. But I would say that projects like KOTOR, like Mass Effect, they seem like really like creatively they're huge. They're absolute achievements as far as the gaming industry is concerned, and it's just kind of weird that he wouldn't stick around to do Anthem. It doesn't really bode well for it, does it? Especially with the delay announced the start of this year, that it's not going to be published this year, it'll be next year.
Well, like an easy example of him coming into a project and then leaving a project and coming back. Just before he left, he helped write the SWTOR MMO that Bioware did. He left. They did 3 expansions, all of them terrible stories.
Before you go
not
further,
good.
though, fantastic cinematics on those trailers.
Yes.
They're amazing. If you haven't seen, if you want to see Star Wars at its finest,
want the games.
Watch the SWTOR trailers. They're the best.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he came back, when he came back in 2015, helped with the final expansion that they were working on at the time, which is the current one that's out now, and is exactly which brought everyone back to the game because everyone fell in love with it because it was amazing. Like, I just, as much as I keep, saying how, brown-nosing him, you can literally see when he comes into a project how good it is. And SWTOR, the MMO, is a perfect example of him leaving a project and then coming back and helping out and how much it improves a project. So it does not bode well for Anthem. If that is, he's finished up with what Anthem needed at the start, cool, we're probably going to get a good story for the base game of Anthem, but then I'm very hesitant for the expansions we'll see in the future.
Yeah,
then
Mass
Drew.
Effect 3 repeats itself, maybe. Still, I'd be interested to see what comes up next, particularly what's going on with Fogbank. Apparently, it's like some kind of episodic game. Anyway, that's that. Hopefully, that's not the end of it though, and Drew comes back for a third run at the Bioware career.
No, I want him to go to... I can't remember their name, but the guys who make Divinity. I'd love to see him on the next Divinity game. That would just blow... That would just be my dream game mixed up together.
That would just blow you.
Oh,
Someone's
it
got
would.
to.
I'd give up human contact
Divinity
with that game.
is Larian Studios.
Larian Studios. They're a European studio. German or something like that.
Do not know.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so I think I've kind of got point on the next one, seeing it is to do with one of the aforementioned mobile games that I seem to play a ton of, which is Hearthstone. Woo! New expansion announced.
Yay.
Witchwood expansion. So this is bang on time. We're expecting a new expansion with the start of the new year. The new Hearthstone standard format year, I should say. So we're coming out of Kobolds and Catacombs, which was, in my opinion, was a fantastic expansion and a really one of the best solo content modes delivered in Hearthstone since it came out. I reckon I played that for about 50 hours easily, and it was completely free. Highly recommend everyone give that a crack. So we've got the Witchwood, it's coming, and of course with it comes a whole slew of changes to the game. There's an introduction of 2 new mechanics, the rush mechanic, which is a lot like charge, except you can't rush the face, you can only attack other minions. So same time it gets played on, or the same turn it gets played, it can attack other minions, but it can't attack the opponent's face again. I just said that twice, that's fine. The other one's called Echo. So Echo, for a card that has Echo on it, on the turn that you play it, you get a copy of it back in your hand, but it only lasts for that turn. So it means that you can play the same card multiple times in a turn because it keeps popping Echoes, but once that turn's over, you're restricted in actually playing them. And they showcased 4 cards, I think, when they announced Witchwood, and one of them was an Echo card. Which was 3 mana cost, which means that, at 9 mana you can play 3 of these in a turn, and they've all got taunt. They were reasonably statted. They were neutral cards as well, so it's a really, already like the cogs are turning in people's heads about what you can do with this card, the potential synergies, how you can sort of exploit this mechanic to really make it more powerful and build powerful decks with it. It seems like a bit of a Warlock card. Just the hot tip from your boy the Dream, who stole that from someone else. But it's actually, you know, look, expansions are always a fun time in Hearthstone. They come 3 times a year as well, which is exactly what keeps me hooked. And I can't wait for this to come out. It's always a good time. The meta changes, the game changes in such a drastic way. It's like getting a new card game to play every expansion. With this again,
I agree.
You agree?
Like, well, in the sense that there has been times where I've come back to, like, Hearthstone because of the theme. Like, when they did the Mobsters one.
Yeah.
Like, there was, like...
Mean Streets of
I
Gadget
loved
Zone.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one's, like, was it Gothic Horror? So I think this might be my kind of thing, so...
Straight up
Ali's alley. How is that not a thing already? How have we never said that before?
It has been. I shake my head every time you guys say that's right up your alley.
That's right up your alley, Ali.
So Dream. As the resident expert, with this rush mechanic, it is very similar to another mechanic. So do you reckon they're gonna make it so those cards with rush are gonna have like a lower summoning,
like a lower mana cost,
like just to justify?
No, so the
difference?
card they showcased was a warrior card that had rush on it. It was actually, I think it's called Warsong. Oh no, I forget what it's called. But basically, it's a warrior card. It's a 4 mana cost card, 2 attack, 5 health. Has rush, and it's got a battle cry mechanic, which is the same time you play it. When you play it, something happens. That's what battle cry is. Plus 3 attack for the first turn. So on the first turn you play this rush card, it's a 5/5. It's 4 mana. What that basically translates to is a very powerful mid-range card that can trade up and it can trade down. And it's also, you know, again, playing it on turn 4. Playing it with this new rush mechanic means that it can act straight away. You don't have to worry about your opponent having to take a turn before it can attack. So it's a powerful card.
Yeah, but I just mean the benefit you'd use over the charge card.
I don't think you'd necessarily compare them based on the mechanics alone. You've got to look at the stats associated with the cards as well. Typically, charge cards are high cost, low reward because they get the charge mechanic. And I think...
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you'd think... I thought the rush ones would be a lower cost.
I think rush cards will be typically more efficient because they're not able to attack the face, so it means that you can't get, like, same-turn lethal combos out of them. You can only, at best, manage the board better.
So they'll have better features on them rather than
I think that they'll be more efficient than charge cards are at the moment. But that said, we don't know what else is coming out in this set. In the Witchwood set, and we in the Hearthstone community are waiting with bated breath. So look, with that, you can probably expect a few more Hearthstone updates as the month goes on and in the lead up to the release. They are doing as well, worth mentioning, they're doing a really good deal on the number of packs you can buy. You get a really efficient, I keep saying efficient, you get a really value heavy deal if you go in, and I think it's something like 40 or 50 packs for... I actually don't want to say the dollar amount because I think it'll change depending on who you are and what you buy it off of. But basically, go in, you can get a really good deal. They always do good deals at the start of the expansion. Great plug, right?
I think so.
I thought it was a good plug. I have no notes on this deal. I just remember hearing about it somewhere and reading. Anyway, blah, 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 blah.
If you try and do it, tell them Sam sent you.
Yeah, use the promo code STD.
You've waited 97 episodes to do that, haven't you?
But I feel like I got it just at the right time. Yeah. Moving on to the next bit of news, and look, I think if I introduce this one, I'm not going to do it justice. Nato, tell us what a golden banana is and why it's so goddamn important to the pirate community.
I don't actually know, so I'm going to actually give this off to the one that knows all about bananas, Miss Ali Hart.
Well, that was really clever, so...
Now switch camera.
Goodness me. So what this article is about is not about Donkey... What the hell? What's the switch camera? Sorry, Nate's just changed his camera and I'm not sure what I'm looking at. So what we're talking about here is a treasure hunt that is being organized by Sea of Thieves for their launch. This is a worldwide, and I say that in quotation marks, worldwide event where they will be sending out clues and riddles where people will have to solve them, and actually they'll be in real life treasure hunting, as well as some promotions that will be going on just strictly on the website for those places that are not involved. There's only really select places, like in Australia it's just in Sydney, I think Victoria, Canada, and then like other areas like Paris I think is another one. But essentially the winning team in each region will be getting a gold banana, a set of gold bananas, and worth the value of 35,240 Australian dollars. Or 20,000 pounds.
Pretty goddamn good. 35 G's.
So what do we do with that?
Well,
Like, 'cause we're winning.
can I just
Like,
throw,
that-
can
that's-
I just sort of lay down some street knowledge? That's 35 stacks.
Lordy.
But more appropriately,
Lordy.
that's 35 bags of doubloons. No? Do they not come in thousands?
So the
Oh,
riddles will be
God.
released on the 21st of March, just so people are
Not even
curious.
dignifying it with an answer.
getting this back on back on track. And yeah, if I find those bananas, I ain't sharing shit.
That's totally fine. I wouldn't expect anything less, Ali.
But we're a team. It says
Nah.
teams.
Don't trust him,
teams,
Ali.
Ali.
Don't trust him. He'll steal the bananas.
Oh, I don't think I'm going to take that advice from the lone wolf.
Oh, well, at least if I steal them, I'm not going to lie about it. I'll just steal them, and when you come and bang on my door at Glebe on like a 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning, I'll just be like, Ali, what are you doing here? You're like,
I'm
you
not
stop.
going to bang on your door. I'll wait till you're asleep and just get you while you're out.
Oh, he's asleep on a Sunday at 8
No, I'm
a.m.
not. You never know.
Oh,
you
wow.
never know. No, don't.
9
Don't make
a.m.,
assumptions.
10 a.m., 11 a.m., still asleep.
You never know. I
Yeah.
could have had a big night and still be out.
Oh, this is
That's
actually pretty
great.
true as well.
Exactly. There's a variable you haven't considered. What's going on? That's exactly right.
I'll take that
All right,
risk.
so-
You'll still be intoxicated. I'll have the advantage.
Back to the news that everyone keeps coming to this podcast for. Are you actually going to participate in this thing, Ali?
Look, I'm really curious about it, but I mean, I am a big old nerd, and I don't like going outdoors, so there's a really good chance that I'm not going to do this.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of I Heart Bees or I Heart Huckabees. It was an AR game done by Bungie in the lead up to Halo. I think that's what it was, in the lead up to Halo 2, and they basically did all of these riddles as sort of a marketing campaign in the lead up to the game. Is this ringing a bell for anybody, or am I just having a bit of a cache miss here?
This isn't the one that they dropped from space, is it?
No, I think it was more... Oh, look, I'm half remembering. It was so long ago. But basically, it was that they were just kind of dropping a series of clues that all came from this one website, which was something to do with bees. So the riddles are reminding me of that, basically. And, you know, it would be probably not as crazy as the brilliant Pokemon Go's launch, but it would be amazing to see a lot of people get behind this and show up in real life locations doing real life dumb shit.
I reckon you're going to find crazy, wonderful gaming groups across, well, I guess, Sydney, unless people are going to make the trek. But I think this is just a nod to the riddles that you play in the game. When you receive a map and then you have a riddle and you got to kind of follow that and get the clues from that. So, yeah, probably not going to do it. But, like, if you don't want to leave your house, apparently there's going to be prizes and things going on online directly. So you can just go onto their promotional website. Closer to release. So keep an eye out for that. Should be fun. Should be interesting. Hopefully no one gets mugged or stabbed during this.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, because there's been some terrible ones. Like, what was it? I think it was like Homefront that released a whole bunch of balloons, and then they all like popped and landed in the San Fran Bay, and then they got sued for like $7,000 or something like that because they had to clean it all up. And there was I think it was Mass Effect that like released a whole bunch of stuff, like, and then people got injured like climbing through like stuff to try and get to the games. And yeah,
Sounds about right.
there's been
I
some
think
great
this is
PR
great.
stunts.
I really love the idea that there are rewards for doing something really cool to do with the video game, like giving people a shot at 35 grand. Hell, I'm probably going to go out and try and solve some of these riddles. It just seems cool. It sounds cool. It seems cool. It seems pretty different. And like a lot of the the stuff you're talking about, Nato, is very concentrated to a single place in a single time. That said, I guess this is in Sydney, and it's around the corner from me, which is why I think it's kind of global. I might be wrong. I am wrong. But I don't know. This is exciting. I think this is actually kind of cool.
I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of fun, and I think it's a great nod to the game. And it's already positive lead up to its release. So
yeah,
why not? That's a lot of money too. Like, so I think there's like about 5 or 6 different regions. So that's like, £20,000.
It's $175,000.
Quick math.
Yeah, it is. It's not a lot of money for them, but it's a hell of a lot of money for the poor sap that finds the golden bananas. And what they do with them as well. Like, imagine going to that gold buyer store with a ton of bananas.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was about to ask. Like, what are we doing with them? Are we melting them down? Are we selling them on eBay?
You can smelt them.
Jesus.
And you can forge your own sword with them.
Smelt them. I
like gold. That is almost it for the news this week, but Nintendo Direct did happen, and of course everyone's seen the Super Smash Brothers trailer, which even I admit looks badass. I don't know.
It was a good release.
I didn't get a chance to check out Nintendo Direct, unfortunately, and see what else came out of it. Guys, was there anything else you wanted to add aside from Super Smash Brothers trailer? It looks pretty sick.
I'll just do a quick read through if we want to stop at anything. Just stop me. WarioWare, a new Wario. This is 3DS coming to 3DS. Which, yes, there's reasons because 80 million people still have them in their hands, but still, I'd rather things just come to Switch. Why can't they just come to both? But we got WarioWare game, Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers. A Western game. I think it's it's a remake of Mario and Luigi's Bowser's Inside Story, which actually is a really good game. Like surprisingly, and it's got a little like Bowser's Jr. Journey expansion built onto it. Luigi's Mansion 3DS remake is also coming to 3DS. I actually pretty excited that. Luigi Mansion is actually surprisingly a very good game. Onto the Switch news, Okami HD. Please, if you're a Zelda fan, go play that. If you've never played it before, it is one of the best games ever. If I had some money, I would be finishing off my arm tattoo and getting my Okami tattoo. Dark Souls Amiibo is coming. So I just want to see how they put that into other games, because like we've seen Amiibos go through other games.
Smash.
Like I just like a... Yeah, I don't want him as an amiibo in there. I want him as a legit character in Smash. So I don't want the amiibo to do anything.
Oh, I just thought that was a good indicator.
No, I'd like it in Mario Kart. Like a Dark Souls skin in Mario Kart or Mario Tennis or something like that. That'd be real good. Sushi Striker. It looks like a fun, indie game. Octopath Traveler. So, like, Dream. Have you seen much of this game? This seems like up your alley. It's like, it's nearly like a, what's it, Chrono
Trigger?
Chrono Trigger kind of looking game. Cross with similar, like Final Fantasy 1 and 2 kind of combat style. And it looks real good. It looks something up your alley.
Sort of a JRPG for the Dream, if you will.
Oh, it is 100% a JRPG.
Oh, that's so graphic.
Travis Strikes Again, no more heroes. Heard a lot of good things about this. Never played it myself, so yeah, who knows about that. Captain Toad finally coming to the Switch, so everyone's freaking out about that. Not a big fan of the Treasure Hunter, so I don't care. Undertale, I can't wait to see what they do with the Undertale port.
I've never played it.
To Switch.
Alley.
Oh, Alley. That's up your alley as well.
It is a great game.
Everything's up my alley.
It's a really good game. You should totally check it out, Alley.
Yeah. It's going to be on Switch, so it's easy, portable, playable.
Sorry.
Crash Bandicoot, one of the worst games ever, so, play it again on another console.
Hot take!
Little Nightmares, Complete Edition.
Ooh.
You can catch that. South Park, port's coming over, the Fractured But Whole. So if you didn't pick it up on the big consoles, pick it up on the portable Switch. There's an ARMS tournament coming out. Speaking of which, we talked about that earlier in the show, so check that out.
Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. This comes with all the DLCs. Surprisingly good Dynasty Warriors reskin. It's actually really fun. I quite enjoyed it. I played it when I was in New York at the Nintendo store. That's about the only time I played it. Mario Tennis. Well, I don't like the Dynasty
That
Warriors
was a good
games,
plug,
but
mate. It was a
Mario
great plug.
Tennis.
But yeah, Mario Tennis.
Yes.
I love all tennis games. I will bring on all competitors.
I'll buy
Come
that
at me.
before Mario Kart.
I'll crush all of yous at Mario Tennis.
No.
Just saying that. Splatoon version 2 with the new DLC, which Dream, you haven't seen the trailer yet, but when she is walking down the train, the two commentators are both dressed as Tupac and Biggie. Yeah, it was really cool. Like, one of them had, like, the crown that Biggie has on, and the other one had, like, the bandana kind of... Yeah, and it was lost on a lot of people, but it was actually really good.
It was nice.
And the big announcement, like we just said, Super Smash Brothers coming. It looks like it's not a port
it's
of
brand
the
new.
Wii U version.
Yeah.
It looks like a full one. Yep. It's not confirmed yet, but it's 99% confirmed now. It's a new one. Because it has Breath of the Wild Zelda in it.
Yeah.
So,
It looks...
who knows? And the Splatoon kids. The Squid kids. Is it a kid
Can
or a
I
squid?
just say
Who knows?
again on that trailer, like... Super Smash Brothers to me is the cartoon, not the cartoon, but like the really kiddie kind of brawler. That trailer makes it look badass as fuck.
It
Like,
does.
how badass can Mario look, mate? Throw a burning Smash Brothers emblem behind him and let him be motionless and staring, and you can't even see his face. Same as Link. Like, that is a great trailer. That is a really good trailer. I'm fucking pumped.
I like how they did
Also,
it.
I want to throw some lore into that. Everyone's like, oh, Mario and Zelda are hating on the Squid Kid. I'm going to say they're hating on each other because they had the two best games of kind of last year. They're both arguing about who had the best game last year, and that's where the war started and why the emblem's on fire now because Zelda
Well, it
and
wasn't
Mario are
Fox
not
from
getting
Star
along.
Fox.
That's all I'm... Oh, no, sorry. Whoa, we've been saying Zelda for this whole time. I mean Link.
No,
Don't kill me, Internet.
I said
It's
Link.
I
so
know.
definitely kill you. Where do you
I've
live
been
again?
saying Zelda. I live
To be
in
fair,
Sydney.
Zelda is
You
actually
can't-
in the game as well, so you could have just covered your ass.
Zelda
on that
wasn't
one.
in the trailer,
Nah,
or at least wasn't.
yeah,
don't know that.
She could have been one of the.
She
one
could
of
have
the
been a
many
silhouette.
people in the background, but she wasn't featured in a mid close up. Anywho, look. That aside, you can find Nato at Subiaco somewhere, so just keep knocking on doors, and eventually you'll get there.
Also, just wait on the Super Smash Brothers. Are we having another face-off when Smash Bros comes out?
Mate, we'll have a face off whenever you want.
Because that
Daughter
is the
Punishment
one
is always
game
open.
I can actually hold myself in a fighting
Well.
game. So I'd love to crush the dream, cause the
Well,
nightmare.
we will come back to that in just a moment because there's a pretty interesting tournament coming up in Sydney this weekend, which I'll talk about. But that is the news for the week. It is now time for us to really wing this iTunes review of the week.
iTunes Review of the Week.
The iTunes review of the week this week comes from BCW, who writes number one Aussie gaming podcast. Goddamn! I added the goddamn, but I thought it was fitting. They go on to say, one of the best gaming podcasts out there. Quality and entertaining crew. A must listen each week. Stay hungry. Not sure if that's what BCW sounds like, but fantastic review, BCW. Thank you so much for that. BCW, guys, can we have a hand? Can we get some claps?
What a legend.
Get some
What a
motherfucking
legend.
claps in the... Thank you, Ali.
What? I didn't whistle.
No, it wasn't the whistle. It was just your fairy claps, but they look great.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's up with they're polite.
So we aren't actually sure. We kind of cocked this up at the start of the show. We weren't sure if we've actually read this one yet already. So I thought maybe just as a fun thing to do, we could review each other really quickly, just a one-liner. So I think going around, in a rotation. Ali's cracking her knuckles, ready to let fly. Ali, I'll let you have me because probably you've got plenty to say.
No, go for me, Ali. Bring it on.
Now, hang on. What was the requirement?
You just need to review one of us. I'll let you start, Ali. You pick whoever you want.
Only
How
one.
many stars for me, Ali?
Well, all right, review both, Ali. Why don't you review the whole podcast? Go. And Nato will just shut up and cop it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Sam. I knew Pokemon Go was good, and fuck you for being an asshole and making me think that I was some kind of stupid ass nerd that actually was playing a game and try to make me feel bad, only to come back around and actually gloat that you're some kind of Pokemon master because you actually qualified and got some actual levels within a time frame where it was double XP. Fuck you.
How many stars?
I don't know, minus.
What? No, hold on. It's the podcast you're rating here.
It's a 1 to 5 scale.
This is,
Oh, the podcast gets a rating here. I get to talk shit about you, but still rate the podcast.
it's the iTunes
No,
review of the week.
rate Dream 1 to 5 stars.
No, minus then. If it's Dream, it's minus. He knew what he was in for. He messaged me before this podcast and said, "You're going to be pissed."
I did. I knew exactly.
He wasn't wrong.
So, all right.
Okay, there you go. 1 star for predicting my predictableness.
Well, some might say that's 5
yeah, where's
stars.
my
Being
review?
Bang the fuck on the predictability of how angry you'll get. Nato, sorry, I'm getting some head tilts from Ali now. Some serious head tilts.
Okay, you rate NATO or whatever.
No, I want Ali to come
All right,
at
Ali,
me.
go. Let fly. I think you did a fantastic job on the first run.
NATO is like my sassy sister that doesn't actually ever go back on, like, he always thinks that he knows what's right and he's a shit stirrer, but he's just such a bad shit stirrer though, because he has actually no grounds or no level to actually start something on, and he will bang his chest to the loudest actual drum without actually having anything to say or anything to back himself up, and he will let shit blow up without actually having anything to say, and is almost borderline, and I'm like an embarrassed sister when I see it, and he's just sitting there banging his fucking chest in the middle of Twitter, and everyone's just like blaring at him. It's just like, you really need to put a mute button on NATO.
Wow. Well, I guess it's time for my review.
Also, lend a spell.
I guess it's time for my review of the podcast. And gee, I just wanted to say I felt really lucky to record with you guys every week. And Ali, I think the world of you, and I can't believe you hate me so much and hate doing this and don't like being part of the crew. And I just feel really sad that you don't really see.
Not once did I say I don't like being part of the crew.
Ali, I just really wish you liked us. We try so hard to please you. NATO's crying now. But frankly, Ali, if that's how you feel, the only thing I can say is that we'll do our best to change.
Listen to this crap.
Look, I don't want you leaving here
Listen to
thinking
this
you've done
crap.
anything
Everyone's
wrong.
trying to make me feel
Ali,
bad
I
about
don't
what
want
I said.
you leaving
That's
here
true.
thinking that you've done anything wrong by talking about how much you don't like us and that you fucked up or anything like that. You've done nothing wrong. It's on us to change, and we will change.
Yeah.
Believe me.
You asshole! You set up some kind of trap just to make me feel
You
bad.
jumped in,
Problem
mate.
is that the ice.
No one told you to go
You
first.
jumped in head
No one
first.
told you to go first.
Then
But
that predictability of me going first and taking advantage of a situation where I get to shit on
totally
people.
glad you went first. I'm so sorry, Ali, that you walked into that. Another classic dream trap. You call them dream catchers. I call them dream traps.
Oh, okay.
All right. Anyway, so look, thank you very much again, BCW. You really got your bang for your buck out of the review this week.
And how?
Yeah, and guys, you should absolutely leave us more reviews because, frankly, we're not capable of doing it for ourselves. Obviously, you can do it on iTunes.
So wait, no one's gonna review me?
Well, it's not in writing. It's not on iTunes. No one can see it. So anyway.
I'll review Ali if she wants it.
I reviewed you, Ali. I thought I reviewed you already. I told you were actually
That was
fantastic.
a lie.
It's not a lie. I love working with you. You're fantastic. People really underrate you, I think. Sorry, I really wanted to let that one sit for a moment.
Like, I've got to keep this facade, man. I've got to be a
No.
bitch. No, I want to hear NATO review me now.
Yeah, Ali pretends to be this cool, callous, mean thing on the internet, but deep down, she is a loving, caring, and friendly person that sends me a beautiful gift on my birthday and says nice things to people behind closed doors and is actually a really nice person. That is my review of Ali. And you might think that's a positive review, but to Ali, that was a terrible review.
It's true. He knows you so well. He got you. So if you also want to tell us how much you love Ali and how great a person she is, you can elect to do so on iTunes. Be sure to go to iTunes and drop us a review. 5 stars is nice, but if you have some feedback, that's always good. We like to know what we're doing right and wrong. We are very, very close to 100 episodes, people. I don't think you understand how close we are. We are a 1, a 2, a 3 episodes away from the 100th episode. 2 more episodes, 2 more weeks of the sort of, week-to-week standard dribble that we put out. And then a big one, 100. So be sure to put that into your agenda. It's going to be an absolute cracker of an episode. Brendan's already talking about getting very, very important people on. A number of 8-bit regulars that you know and love, such as Nato J18 and such as the Spawny, which is Monsieur Ben McJanny from Brisbane. But also, he's also talking about big dogs like Hideo Kojima. So be sure to listen in 2 weeks and see if Brendan can pull that out of his ass. If you'd like to leave us a review again, be sure to do it on iTunes. It's our lifeblood. It's what keeps us going. Like I said last time I was on the show, it's not actually really all that fun working with these guys. It's listening to the interaction we get from you guys that really makes it worth it. Like, Ali's nice sometimes, and NATO's cool sometimes, but other than that, it's kind of like, you just want to do your own thing. You don't want to really be, seen with them and shit. You just kind of hang out with them because you got a few nerdy things you like doing. Podcasting and stuff. But you fans, you make it all worth it. So be sure to, let us know how you feel about the podcast, and 5 stars would be nice. Anyway, moving on to the weekend ahead. Ali, what are you up to? Sorry, pick your chin up off the floor, please.
I'm just in definite disbelief of the whole, having a go at me and how horrible and how much you love working with me, only just to backpedal and say how much
I'm like the Republican National Party. The rules matter when I say they matter. And my opinion can change at any given moment. Right,
to be honest.
Guns are bad.
Like Pokemon
sometimes.
Go. So
he does one political podcast, and now he's all Mr. Politics.
All right, it is what it is. He jumps on that podcast, and all of a sudden he's Mr. I don't know who's AM
Opinion.
Radio.
Alan Jones. Alan Jones. There you go. I'll give you that one for free.
What I want to be doing this week is I want to see if I can pick up ladies and play Super Seducer. I think I won't have any troubles with it. I don't have a lot in common with girls, so maybe I don't know.
Aside from the
my
chromosomes.
missus loves you, so
the chromosomes 2x.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's actually true. Yeah, 51% of the population have them.
Shut it down, people.
So that's what I'm doing this week. How about you, Nate?
I'll probably be playing more Siege. That's pretty much me. I as with me during this whole podcast, I'll still be playing Harry Potter every time my energy bar is full. So yeah, and waiting for Sea of Thieves on Tuesday. I think we get it here in Australia. So I'll be playing
really
that.
Cool. I will be, I was saying a second ago something about a fighting game tournament coming up here in Sydney. So at Bankstown Sports Club, of all places, they're having the inaugural, they're setting up basically an esports bar. And they're doing a sort of inaugural tournament this weekend, which includes a Tekken tournament with a cash prize of $1,500. Now, I am good, not great. I'm not expecting to go to win this thing, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I was saying to someone in the community recently that, the big dogs of the scene pay money to play for for free in tournaments. You know what I mean? With no cash prizes. So the fact that there's any money involved means that there's hopefully going to be a lot of people coming out to prove their worth. But it's not just Tekken. There's a Counter-Strike tournament on Saturday as well. This is going to be a recurring thing. It's actually really exciting. I like that the Inner West is getting a bit of an esports tournament on a regular basis at a pretty, it's almost an RSL. It's a sports club, so it's pretty cool. And yeah.
I'm glad the fighting tournaments are out here, to be honest. Because I only read about how much of a big deal like fighting games are.
No, there's so many CSGO
in the
tournaments,
States.
Ali. Like, there are tons. There are tons of CSGO tournaments.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but you're right. There are. Like, YSB happens monthly. YSB just happened last weekend. Again. So, I don't know. I'm sure there are more. But just, there's a lot of Dota tournaments. No, there are tons of tournaments. Yeah. What are you on about? What are you on about, Ali?
Yeah, but fighting tournaments.
Yeah, like my original statement, I said it's good to see fighting tournaments.
Oh, I thought you said there are a lot of fighting tournaments over here. Sorry. My bad. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
Sorry, I know that it's really challenging for you to do a podcast with me. I apologize.
Oh, you see how you've masterfully turned it around. I appreciate that, Ali. That's what I like about working with you and why I'm always so appreciative of coming on here with you. I'll leave that there. On that note,
our audience hates us.
It's now a thing of who can outlove the other one, which has never happened in the history of this show. But anyway, I love you, Ali. And that's it for another week. Be sure to go to 8bit.net for all of your gaming news, and not just gaming news anymore. We've got an absolute slew of podcasts there ready to be listened to, including It Is What It Is, featuring Miss Ali Hart this week, including I Speak Giant, which is the second best D&D podcast behind whatever Nato's doing on Weekends with Ali.
Whoa, no. Whoa.
Should I pump the brakes?
Pump the brakes.
We've already made this call.
Yeah, the Adventure Zone is easily the best D&D
bro.
podcast.
Back yourself. And, if you like movies, we've got the Forever Movie Boys. So that's them plus many, many more podcasts. Be sure to go and check them out again, 8bit.net. If you would like to follow us, or you can follow us as a collective at We Are 8bit. You can check out our stuff following the hashtag 8bit Collective. And if you like Team Ali, you can follow Ali where?
In my Ice Kingdom at Miss Ali Hart.
But if you are Team NATO, you can follow Team NATO where?
At the winning team on Twitter. No, you can at NatoJ18 on Twitter. You can catch me on my other podcast, 4 Yanks 1 Aussie, the cross-continental comedy podcast, and A Plus Anime, the anime talking discussion show where we get old, new, and major people into anime and try and show you where you should look if you are starting, or maybe if you're looking for a new anime.
What's your hot tip? What's your hot tip for somebody who wants good anime in 2018? One thing.
If you like violence and don't mind a bit of nudity, Devilman Crybaby on Netflix.
Double
Go
back
check
that
that
recommendation. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. There's also I don't know if Brotherhood is still on Netflix, but Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, you like
Brotherhood
that one?
Is a good one for.
It's not Brotherhood. It's the original series.
Yeah. The Brotherhood was on at one stage, but the original's good as well.
I think Brotherhood's
so go
better.
check that out. Yeah, Brotherhood's a million times better.
You can find me at Saleem TD. I don't have a team. I don't get into this sort of childish stuff, but
Wow.
It just pits everybody else against each other.
Thank you again for listening to episode 97, and again, keep an eye out for episode 100. I feel like I need to give Ali one more swing at it before we sign off. Ali, any final words?
Pokemon Go forever.
Okay. And with that, thank you very much. And for the end of this week, to all of our fans, much love.
Stay hungry.
Stay hungry.
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.